Blessings and peace, everyone. If you've ever experienced bullying in your life, it is something that you'll never forget. Um, Most of the time, if you've experienced bullying, you were probably given the advice to just ignore them. They will go away. Or you may have been told the opposite, that if you go after the main bully and if you defeat the main one, then the rest will scatter. And the main bully, after being defeated by you, will never bother you again. And they will move on to the next person. When we look back at bullying, most of the time bullies were in elementary school. That was probably your first experience with the bully, in elementary school on the playground. But unfortunately, in today's world, incidents of bullying is on the increase. More students, more children, even adults are reporting incidents of bullying, and it's at an alarming rate. You see, the bullies that were on the playground in elementary, they grow up to become bullies in high school, bullies in college, bullies on the job, and even sadly, bullies within the family. And one thing about bullies, they're very good at puffing themselves up. They want to appear indestructible, larger than life. They have, extra large personalities, and they don't have a hard time they don't have a hard time finding people who will follow them, or controlling or bossing others to do their bidding. And so in today's world, a bully may be classified as, as a gang stalker, a stalker, a narcissist. Can any of these personality types, did they start off with bullying issues earlier in life? And is there really a big difference between a narcissist, a gang stalker, or a bully? And so on today, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the differences between the three, and we're going to talk about the similarities in their personality types. And so in the end of this video, the question that I want to leave you with, is there really a big difference between a narcissist, a gang stalker, or a bully? So today, let's talk about bullying personality traits. What is it that makes a bully a bully? Okay? And so the information that I'll be providing for you today, it comes from an article in the Psychopathic online magazine written by Vaknin. Vaknin has published several books on narcissism, on stalkers, also on bullying. His latest book is entitled The Malignant Narcissist. And so if you haven't, it would be something worth looking into so that we can gather a more deeper understanding of these different personality types. Okay, so let's start with the bullying personality type. Mr. Vaknin writes that bullies, they feel inadequate and they compensate for it by being violent, either verbally, psychologically, or physically. I'm not going to read everything, but I'm just going to pick out certain points that he made in his writing regarding bullies. He also wrote that some bullies suffer from personality and other mental health disorders. Bullies feel entitled to special treatment. That sounds familiar. They seek attention. They lack empathy. And they're rightful and envious. And rightful, I guess they're self-righteous. They don't feel that they uh, could have possibly done anything wrong. And get this, they exploit and they discard others, whether it's co-workers, friends, or family members. He went on to say that bullies are insincere, unreliable, and they lack empathy and sensitivity to the emotions, needs, and preferences of those whom they regard as mere objects or instruments to be used for their gratification. He describes bullies as ruthless, cold, and out of control. In other words, they blame others for their failures, defeats, or misfortunes. Have you ever encountered someone like that? Bullies have low frustration and tolerance thresholds. They get bored and anxious very easily. They're violently impatient, emotionally unstable, erratic, and untrustworthy. They lack self-discipline. They can be egotistic, exploitive, opportunistic, driven, reckless, and callous. Bullies are emotionally immature, and they are definitely, he writes, control freaks. They are the consummate liars, and they can also be deceivingly charming. Something we may not know, bullies, they can dress, talk, and behave normally. Many of them are very persuasive, manipulative, or even charismatic. They are socially adept, light, often fun to be around, and the center of attention. But get this, after prolonged exposure and intensive interaction with the bully, it exposes their dysfunction. Now, all of these sound very familiar to the narcissist and the gang stalker. And one thing you discover about these personality types is that you don't find out until after prolonged interaction.